Hello everyone, GoldenNova here. Over the past few days, we've been getting spoiler images for a new booster set releasing soon in Japan, called the Rarity Collection Premium Gold Edition. There won't be any new cards, but there will be quite a few reprints in a variety of rarities. But even more exciting than that, in my opinion, is that there will be new alternate art versions of some pretty popular and powerful cards. As of this recording, we've seen Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, Cyber Dragon Infinity, and Tour Guide of the Underworld. And while we probably won't see these awesome collector's cards anytime soon, we won't have to wait long to enjoy some new artwork, because Shaddoll Showdown will hit shelves in less than a month, with new artwork of Construct and Winda. Alternate art variants are nothing new for the game, but it's always exciting to see new interpretations of established cards. It's an opportunity to tell an entirely new story from a single frame. Construct is originally a passive figure, but exudes a sense of awe and might, stemming from its massive size and disturbingly calm expression. And now we have a version that's more active, directing a swarm of Shaddoll strings to attack a target so weak, so insignificant, that they don't even deserve a centimeter of space on the card. So inevitable and total is their defeat. And as the player, you can choose to run whichever version or versions speak to you the most. And yet, as important to the game as this artwork is, I couldn't name a single one of their artists off the top of my head. Like, that's pretty messed up, right? In fact, if you look at just about any other card game, they've found space on the frame to give credit where credit is due. Magic the Gathering? Bam, right there. Pokemon? Got you covered. Cardfight Vanguard? They've got it. Now, that's not to say that the cards are completely devoid of artist mentions. In fact, every card that's ever been printed has been emblazoned with the name of the original mangaka himself, Kazuki Takahashi. And that is a positive. I'm glad that he'll always be associated with the absolutely humongous world he's built the foundation for. However, aside from a few alternate art cards that he's illustrated himself, it's clear that a number of other artists have made their contribution to the more than 10,000 images that make up the game today. Yet they work in almost complete obscurity. Nothing about the printed product lets the players know who breathed life into their favorite theme. And honestly, that's a huge problem. Much like the many hardworking artists that you'll see on your social media platform of choice, these illustrators don't have a regular 9-to-5 employer that can guarantee a steady paycheck. Commissions are the name of the game, and one of the major ways that artists make themselves known is through word of mouth, and proper crediting is integral to that. And to help illustrate that point, I want to highlight a couple of artists that I discovered while researching this video. But first, a disclaimer. Due to the lack of crediting we're working with, the best I could find were some forum posts and wiki pages, so I lack any definitive sources. It's my sincere hope that this video can spark some interest and discussion on this topic, so if you know anything that can be used to properly tie these artists with their work, or if you have any information on ones that don't show up in this video, please let me know in the comments, and I'll update the description or leave a pinned comment with any information that'll help. And if you know anyone who might know something, please direct them to this video so they can share as well. I've always been a big fan of Noble Knights. I wouldn't call myself a huge Arthurian lore buff, but I love the aesthetics. On top of the sword and sorcery vibe though, the artwork of their Yu-Gi-Oh! Incarnation is markedly different from their contemporaries. The art feels heavier with more detail, kind of like a painting, while the general card art feels like it's more at home on the pages of a manga. I'm not making a judgment call between the two styles, but it is refreshing to see the variety. Well, from what I could find, it looks like Noble Knights, as well as some other awesome themes, including some Battle Pack exclusives that I swear fit this style, were illustrated by Genzo Man. They have a large body of work and the years of if I had to pick my favorite part of their work, it's their attention to detail that accentuates the larger piece without distracting from the whole. They're beautiful on the surface and reward prolonged focus with little things that make the experience even better. For instance, take Cosmo Tin Can. It's already a pretty amusing card to begin with, doing a great job of homaging the relationship between R2-D2 and C-3PO. But look closer at the beat-up metal frame, examine all the rivets, and you can see the little heart-shaped patch that ties the Wizard of Oz reference together. I've linked some of their pages below, and I would highly recommend checking them out to see more. Fair warning, some images can get a little risque, but if that's not a deal breaker, you won't be disappointed. We also have Akina Fujiwara, an artist responsible for some of the most iconic pieces of card art, especially in the competitive format. If you've ever seen a deck profile with Ghost Ogre, a Traptrix card, or even Droll and Lockbird, you can thank her for making the experience that much more engrossing. She's also responsible for some of the Gusto, Gishki, the Element Charmers. Honestly, going over a comprehensive list would be a whole video in and of itself. I find myself going back and forth with how to describe their style, but I think it's best summed up as a very polished sketchbook feel. Humanoid characters have soft, easy to connect with styles that express a wide range of emotions. Clothing has several layers that pop, and the animals can be equally as soft and expressive as the humans, but they can be easily pivoted to being frightening displays of primal energy, with sharp fangs and fur that easily express that they are not a creature to be taken lightly. It's like looking at raw imagination anchored by just enough physical form for us to comprehend them. Once again, links are down below, you won't regret it. And that's about all the info I could scrounge up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Artists at the moment. But hopefully the well of knowledge will expand in the future, because, well, I mean, it might be a bit selfish, but I'd like to know who makes the art on the cards I love so much, so that I can explore their wider portfolio. And while we're on the subject of artist crediting, I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the artist that's been helping me since the beginning, who's been making my thumbnails and has drawn the chibis that you've seen in basically every episode, Delilah Unknown. Sometimes she works under the name Slippery Biscuit, but no matter what title they use, their art is always easy to get lost in. Her line work evokes a whimsical energy that's just completely infectious, and she can just as effortlessly pull at your heartstrings as put a smile on your face. Like always, her links will be down below, so if you enjoyed any of her art that's been showcased so far, I would highly recommend following those links if you want to see more. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate anything you could do to help the channel. Subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing with friends, all of it helps me make the videos I love, and sharing them with all of you. Thank you all again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.